was there something, with the benefit of hindsight, about the CEO that brought that 10% you're talking about? Was the CEO the 10%, or was it the racetrack and just the company and the space that made the company?
Well, in practice, I was on the board of UUNet, which was sort of the defining internet service provider, and the guy that ran it at that point, John Sidgmore, he'd been in the billing business with GEC, and I could see the CEO. He was a Princeton engineering guy and a nice guy, good business guy, and but very inexperienced, and so I got comfortable with the idea because this guy from UNET gave me an individual who he said would be a great president, and had been his single best sales guy at this last billing company, and so that gave me comfort, and it turned out that guy was a great big billing system sales guy, but not the right guy. So
right.
he stayed with the company, but didn't last. And the individual, John Little, he was open to bringing in other great people, and he'd had a great engineering guy already that he'd got from Sun that had built his billing system for his, 30 consumer customers locally in Santa Clara, but he was the only one that built it. And the next deal was $5 million from Sprint. So, but I mean that was the key thing about that individual, was that he brought in other top talent and didn't have a lot of ego and got to control everything.
Right.
So,
well, a couple of elements there really come to the top for me, Arthur. The first, it strikes me that, as you're saying, right, if without the UUNet conversation, you don't have the context or some of the potential relationships that allow you to propel Portal forward, right? We find around here, we do a thing in one company, you start to see a pattern, that context enables you to do something that's adjacent to it, right? One conversation leads to another. There's always a lesson to be learned or a relationship to be forged in a single company that carries you to the next one.
Right.
So,
but back to your original question of, well, who do we hire? There was no science to this.